Yo dude! Welcome to an epic caramel square. These are phenomenal. These over the weekend, my kids and myself had a number of them for lunch. They're refined sugar free, they're vegan, they're gluten free, and they are genuinely incredibly delicious. Okay, first thing you're gonna need is a food processor. We're gonna make, obviously there's 3 layers. There's a nutty base, there's a beautiful peanut caramel in the middle, and then there's a refined sugar free chocolate on the top, which you're gonna make from scratch. So into your food processor, we have 150 grams of walnuts. We have 150 grams of almonds, and you could use cashews, you could use any alternative nuts, so it's 300 grams of nuts of choice. I'm gonna blend them first until they reach a breadcrumb-like texture. Okay, blend it until you see that it's quite, kind of resembles almost almond meal or breadcrumbs. And on top of that, I have 100 grams of pitted dates. Pitted meaning the stone is removed. In they go. If your food processor isn't great, just chop them up a little bit finer. And if your dates are super hard, just soak them, remove the soak water and pop them in. And on top of that, I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. I'm gonna go with a little tiny pinch of salt. I'm gonna go with about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Bump. I'm gonna go with 1 teaspoon of cacao powder. That's gonna just make this look a little bit darker. So cacao powder in it goes. Lid on, and we're gonna blend till it's lovely and smooth and comes together beautifully. Okay, great. Blend until it starts coming together. You'll see it's gone lovely and crumbly and slight little kind of chocolate note to it. I have our tray here. I'm just going to go with a standard kind of baking tray. I'm covering it with baking parchment. Just makes it a lot easier to get them out. So take your spoon and really spread it around to each of the corners of this. We really want to compact it firmly just so that it really holds its structure and shape. Okay, time to make our caramel. So put our food processor back together. This is a peanut butter based caramel. Normally caramel is based around sugar. You might add condensed milk, you might add some cream, some butter to make it more indulgent. We want to make this healthy. So we have 225 grams of almond butter. Try to get a smooth one. If you're allergic to, peanut butter. I'm using peanut butter here. So we have 225 grams of a smooth peanut butter. Obviously, if you're allergic to peanuts, use almonds or use tahini as another alternative. I have 450 grams of pitted dates. Pitted again, the stone is removed. Might seem like loads, but this is the main body, the sweetener, and the filler of our caramel. I'm gonna go in with a little pinch of salt. I have 160 grams of whole coconut oil. Don't worry, if your food processors are good, just pop it straight in. I'm gonna go in with about 1 capful of vanilla extract, so approximately 1 teaspoon. And last and final thing, we're gonna go with 18 tablespoons of water, but we're gonna just start with 10. So that's the part where you're gonna have to engage your brain, because some dates might be more moist than others, and if yours are dry, maybe just start with 10 and you can add more as it goes. If you use hot water, there you are, it'll melt the coconut oil. Okay. So right now you see the way it's more like toffee. If you want it more caramelly, just simply add a little bit more water. But this is the part where you're gonna have to engage your brain. Just put a little bit more water. I'm gonna make it more viscous and more kind of chewy, softer as opposed to chewy. So I've got in with about another tablespoon, about 2 tablespoons in. Okay, boom. Epic toffee, whoa. So deliberately we've made loads. We want this to be a really rich, laden full of caramel. So really spread it out. We want a real generous layer of caramel across this dish. If it does start to stick, just wet your spoon. Okay, how to make a refined sugar-free chocolate. First of all, this caramel is incredible. It is so tasty, it is so good, and it's much higher in fiber, so it's better for you. Right, caramel. First thing you're gonna need is cacao butter. Cacao butter is a saturated tropical fat that looks a little like white chocolate and smells like it. So what I've done is I've taken 195 grams of cacao butter, I have melted it. I now have 30 grams of cacao powder. This is gonna come together to create a chocolate note. And then our sweetener, we've got 180 ml of maple syrup. If you don't have maple syrup, you could use agave, you could use any other liquid sweetener. So 180 ml, in it goes. And then we've our 30 grams of cacao powder. And really, we just want to bring it together nicely. Beautiful, there's a lovely light maple note. Very delicate. As the cacao butter cools, comes down to about 29 degrees, it's going to start wanting to go solid. So I'm going to just slowly pour this over the top. Oh. I love chocolate, I love chocolate, I love chocolate. Give a thumbs up down below if you agree. Chocolate for the win. So there we are. I'm going to pop that in the fridge. I'm going to leave it to set. What we're looking for is the temperature to come down below, kind of below 30 degrees Celsius, and boom, it's ready to go. So we let our caramel squares cool in the fridge for about 25 to 30 minutes. Beautiful. So there's a lovely sheen on them. It's totally gone magnificent. There's a real luster to this. So just, be careful when you're taking them out. Don't be premature like me. Onto our board they go. These look magic. The chocolate nearly looks tempered, it has that beautiful sheen. Take knife, be careful. Oh, look at that. Okay, look, just to show you, look. Really caramel, really gooey, good thick chocolate. Here we go, to your lobe. Oh. Like that massive, big, fat, gooey caramel is just fabulous, topped off with like a crispy chocolate because it's tempered really well. Nutty base. They are epic. Dudes, please make these. They're gluten-free, they're refined sugar-free. Taste fabulous, and they're healthier than the original one. Tag anyone you think who would like to make these. Big shout out to Nathan Downey from Cork. He's a really good boxer. We met him down. We were doing a series of school talks. So yeah, cheers Nathan Downey. Sending lots of love. Cheers.